Well, hello everyone. This is a couple pictures from the 23rd. You saw the 22nd on my website. It was pretty cloudy. Looked like dark rain clouds, wavy formations. This was the 23rd, and we're going to be going to the 24th here pretty quick, but that's what we saw the day after that. A couple pictures from that. One thing I did notice is on these days after we have these dark clouds, and it rains or whatever, and then it starts clearing up. The first and second day, more so the second day, I'm thinking, I noticed that whatever materials are being spread out there are acting as a sort of cloaking device. There's some cases where these chemtrails look like they're breaking up. They're not actually breaking up. Whatever's floating around where you can still see blue sky on the other side, in many cases, in my opinion, are acting as a cloaking kind of mist or whatever, or haze. I've seen cases where we've had kind of like blue sky or some of that light haze you can't even see in the blue section of it, and you'll hear a jet, and all of a sudden you'll see a small glimpse, like there's a crack in the shield. You'll see a small glimpse of a contrail or a chemtrail, whatever you want to call it, from above. I've noted in the past I've had cases where small planes have been cruising along and all of a sudden they disappear. I think whatever this haze is they're spreading out acts as a way of hiding something, or at least that's what it does in the process. It hides airplanes and stuff. So I think in a lot of those cases, unless you're seeing them shut it on and off, you're seeing one go across the sky, and you see that it's got a big section in between somewhere in the blue sky area where it's not showing. It could be because of that haze that's up there. And also I've been noticing going from from south to north across the San Fernando Valley, there's a lot of white planes. They have flared wingtips on them. They're all white. They sound like they're pretty beefy. And yesterday I think I saw about 3 or 4 of them cruising by at pretty low altitude. And we have these clouds like you're looking at right now that were up there, like all these right here. It wasn't leaving a trail. Other planes were leaving trails in various places. I saw where they had both contrails and chemtrails in the same skies, even one contrail that was going by a chemtrail. But anyways, these white planes are going by consistently. I did note that. And there was something else I wanted to tell you guys. I'm trying to remember what it is right now. Anyways, right off the top of my head, I can't think of what I was going to say. But as you see, we had a lot of it's weird is it doesn't look like there was that much spraying done. It seemed like more of the spraying I was seeing was, as you'll see in a lot of these pictures, is what looks like these planes are almost going like a straight up and then out. That's what it seems to be in the case. I didn't really see too many birds. There was a couple birds around, not too many. But like I said again, I cannot clarify that enough. This haze that's being left over in the sky is actually hiding contrails in portions, and in a lot of cases hiding planes. On the 23rd, I was looking up. I had a big sort of bush tree or whatever, those long things that was blocking the sun, and you could see this haze just floating around in the sky. It's clear as day, and when you see planes and stuff go by, you see there's a different reaction. You'll notice it in some of these pictures what I'm talking about, but there's something to this, and I don't know if anybody else has noted that out there, that this haze is giving the appearance of things disappearing, and it's breaking up contrails where you can see part of it, you can't, and even in cases where you hear planes but you can't see anything. So I don't know what the deal is there, but I just wanted to make that notation. And other than that, today it looks like we have like a fog-like clouds out there again. And if my suspicion is correct, by tomorrow or the next day we're going to have these black clouds rolling through, and I bet you we'll have some rain by this weekend. It seems to me the pattern is it rains at least one day, or at least looks like it's going to, at least once a week. That's what I've been noticing, and seems to be the trend. And the interesting part about that whole deal is they forecast this. on the weather, it's going to rain. And you know what? They've hit it pretty good in the past months. I remember growing up. I mean, I know they have better radar and all this other stuff, but I remember growing up. It was always it was always a joke that weather people could never predict the weather, and they always tried, and they never could. And they would say it rained, it wouldn't. They'd say it was going to be clear, and it rained. There's very seldom times that they actually called it on the money. But it seems like these days they say, oh, it's going to be cloudy here, we're going to have rain there, and it seems to follow the weather forecast verbatim there. So I don't know what the deal is there. Maybe something, maybe nothing. These are my observations and opinions only, and you know, you guys need to make that choice for yourself, what to believe or what not to believe, using your own intelligence and your own experience in making that determination. Now, towards the end of the day, we had some interesting clouds, and I noted that you see them coming up right now. Very interesting formations of the clouds, and I could also see that green and like magenta, or right here, you can't see it really good in the pictures, but in those portions that you see that there's a bunch of chops in it, it looks kind of flat. Yeah, there was actually colors. I mean, I know the sun's shining on it and all, but these were luminescent colors that seem to only be in these certain masses. That one in the very middle and the one to the left above. Nothing else had it, but it just seemed very odd to me for some reason, and it kind of stood out. Maybe it's something, maybe it's not.